welcome everybody to X Games Extra, the official recap show. Let's make some noise, boys. Let's go. We are live on YouTube. Day one, Sydney in the history books, and what a day it was. Perfectly sunny. My name's Jack Mitrani, sandwiched in between some of the most funny, talented skaters in the entire world. They're competing in the Skate Street Final this weekend. Jagger, Eaton, Dashawn, Jordan, and of course, the voice of action sports on my right, Brando Graham. Brando, you've had a long day talking about these amazing events.
I've called like 28 events today, but it was so good, man. To open up X Games Sydney, to do it right, to see the fans invading here. It's been a long time coming. This was so much fun, man. I called BMX Big Air, BMX Dirt, BMX Street, Women's Skateboard Street. It was all good. I can't wait to get into it. Oh yeah. Big Air Clubhouse. Thank you. Yep. But I think we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about what just went down. The Women's Skateboard Street Final. Fellas, I know you guys watched it. That's as heavy of a women's street final as I can remember ever watching.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was really
cool. I mean, I don't even know what's going on behind the scenes with these women, dude, but like, I literally show up to each X Games. You know, I've gone to 3 this year. I went to Oslo, which was a great memory with everybody here. You know, I went to Minneapolis again, and now Sydney, which has been amazing. But dude, honestly, like seeing Mariah Duran just come out, swinging in the first run, kill front board, like off, like first rip, kill front board, perfect. Hard flip was amazing. We both talked about how we can't hard flip at all. She hard flipping around first try was amazing. It was so. Yeah, it was so fun. It was so fun to watch.
The highlight of my day today was actually watching the street finals with these two. You had a quote. You're just like, I'm just so emotionally invested.
Dude, I get to a point like,
crazy, man. I feel like it's super gnarly. It's like compared to practicing and then watching the women practice and then watching them actually skate, the different like experience in the world that you're in when you're watching like each separately, and how those women are like at the top of their status with their blessing to be as good as they are with skateboarding, and then just us is there 2 different worlds of like averaging how we're skating, like comparing things with like trick difficulties, and like some of them skate just as good as some of the men. You know what I mean? Some of them have just the technical of their tricks is the same as with the men. So it's like crazy to see them like come out and be able to do that. Like also being a woman and being able to skate the big rail, being able to like jump down that is like crazy watching. It's actually scary.
100%. And I think obviously Mariah Duran goes back to back after winning in Mini, which is dope. But to see the way Leticia skated today, and to see Aori having to settle for a bronze medal, and even Alexis, who finally put it together. She stumbled out of the gate each of her runs, but you see her trick selection. In fact, she doesn't even get on the podium. Rosa doesn't even get on the podium.
I was just gonna comment. Yeah, I was just gonna comment on that though. Is that like what happened when Mariah hit that first run? That tiger mentality kicked in. Like Leticia started doing new stuff down the rail, and I didn't see any of the girls hit the blue rail until Leticia came out of the gates and crooked it. Like it's just like that mentality.
Is crazy. Dude, you can see the adjustment.
Like when she landed, she was like surprised. The first time she landed it, I was looking at her face, and she was like,
I mean,
and even in her run, like you could just see like the emotion. Like she almost like winded herself after that. Leticia, when she did that crook, she landed and she was like, I'm on my board. This is insane.
It's clear though, Mariah is having a moment right now. Like winning in Minneapolis, not that we thought it was a fluke, but we just thought, well man, any given final, we'll see what happens. For the second straight contest, she was the best skater on the course. That's really amazing.
It's the same as when you're skating like an X Games with all the men. When somebody like nails their run, and you see the adjustment process for everybody else that's like, okay, I gotta like do something, I gotta up that. You can tell the emotion and how longer they take to drop in, how many deep breaths they take before dropping in, because that pressure like hits you, and it's hard. It's like anybody knows they can do it, one up themselves, but it's like when the clock is ticking and it's time to drop in, like
and that was the coolest thing to watch to me, because we both compete tomorrow against each other, and that. I mean, to me, watching Aurora, her name is Rory, right? Aurori? Aurori, watching her, like, most of the time she's super calm when she competes, and this time, when you hit that first run like Mariah did, you get flustered. Like she got a little flustered today, and she started rushing tricks a little bit, and I feel like that was, the one issue that I saw between Leticia and Aurora, it was just that.
But you said it, she's usually very collected, and I noticed after that second run, like she really claimed it. And you hadn't seen her do that before, even when she won gold like 2 years ago. And I said, oh, okay, now she's feeling herself, and that had the makings for that third and final run. And man, it's just like, if it leaves you wanting more or wondering what could have been, you know it was a good contest. And that was absolutely put on display tonight.
So let's talk about tomorrow. Are you guys excited watching the contest? Is it like starting to like inspire you guys, get you all motivated? Are you thinking about your runs as you're watching it?
Dude, right when it finished, I wanted to skate the course. I was like, man, they got me pumped to skate. I was like, that looked fun. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's always good. I feel like the motivation is like neutral. If they're watching us or we're watching them, it's just, it's all one big, just good experience, you know what I mean? So I enjoy really that motivation, just, you know, being able to watch. Because I was at the hotel, and I was like, dang, am I going to go down there? I was like, just got back, I was relaxing, I texted him and texted you, and I was like, man, I got to get down there and watch him, because it's just like, I think just at any level, it's just crazy to see a woman, a female, be able to skate like that. Like if you go on the random street, you know what I mean, any random street, and you see a girl, and you like put a board in front of her and you ask her to get on it, one, they're gonna like be super scared, and two, they're not even gonna be able to like fathom like how to even get to that point with being able to jump down the rail. You know what I mean?
Kick flip front board this rail over here. No
most men don't even have the confidence to do that. Like front lip that rail, or the way Pamela was front lipping the other rail. Like nobody. No other dude has even skated that way.
The progression is remarkable, and I think a big factor in all of this is the camaraderie amongst the group. You know them as well as anybody. Those girls are competitors, and they push each other, but they're all like the best of friends. Mimi Noop, who's a big organizer and part of that, it's like they know they've got to work together. It's not just one, it's like they all succeed when one of them succeeds, and you see that, and that progression is being pushed in real time. But back to you guys tomorrow in the qualifier, your thoughts of this course, just riding it here for the last couple of days in practice.
Dude, it is probably one of the coolest put together X Game courses I've ever skated. It is like, dude, it's so sick. I mean, I love the way it flows. I love the way the rails feel. I love how like the length of all of them, which is something that, I always kind of look at is like the length of all the rails, like even like the blue rail, like, that's one of my favorite rails on the courses, just because it's the perfect amount of height to get onto, but the drop also changes the way you got to think about it, so it's just challenging in a different way.
What are you throwing down on the blue rail?
I always get slow.
I mean, on the blue rail, honestly, you never.
Something low to get on.
I mean, I guess I just have to save it for tomorrow, baby. You'll see it. We'll see tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I'm excited.
For me to like
be fun.
Actually have to try to get on, because if I'm like skating something like lower like that to get on, it always throws me off. Every time I skate something low or little, never fails. I always get hurt.
Also want to give a quick shout out real quick. The reason I'm holding my phone, I'm holding every single person that's watching this right now. I've got you in my hand right here. Feel free to ask questions. Shout out
what
to
are people saying?
Malik, Dan Thompson, Lewis G, Saif Mabeko. Hi from Germany. Hi from Sydney.
Shout us out, give us comments, and let us know where you're watching from too. We know we're obviously in Sydney. I'd love to see where everyone over the globe is watching.
Also, take this link and spread it around like wildfire. I don't know if you can see behind us, but it's heating up behind us. We got these flamethrowers going on. The avalanches are playing behind us. What's your guys' overall thoughts on Sydney? I mean, you travel the world. What do you think of X Games in Sydney? You like it?
Yeah, I went to the city with you the other day. That was awesome. But overall, first time in Sydney has been a good one.
You guys went to an animal reserve yesterday, right? You checked out some koalas. Talk to us about that experience.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, I love traveling, and there's 3 places I've always wanted to travel to. It's Barcelona for the skateboarding. It's Oslo, Norway, because my best friend's from there, Matt Tallum.
Done that.
And it's Australia. Yep. Sydney, Australia. I've always wanted to go to the Opera House. I've always wanted to walk around. I've always wanted to see the wildlife. Yeah, hug koalas. Like I've always wanted to do. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram story, but we have the greatest family photo on there. It's only weird if you make it weird. You should really go watch it.
Make it weird.
It's really good. It's really good. But yeah, overall,
koala was a sick animal.
Yeah, feeding.
It's like a little old man.
Yeah.
She was like, the lady was coming to feed him leaves,
so
and he was just like grabbing the leaves slow and just like eating it slow, just like relaxed. He was like. Like not even caring about anybody else. He was like, yeah, I do this all day, every day. Just take your picture.
Out of all the skaters, who would you say is the most like the koala? Like the old man?
Ooh, good
Yuto.
question.
Yuto.
You didn't even have to think about it.
Yuto's my boy, bro. Yuto was a koala. He's just calm. He's observing. relax.
And overall, dude, he is mesmerizing to watch skate.
Oh, yeah.
Like you watch him skate, and
Yeah.
you're just like you're calm.
insane.
You're calm because
Yeah.
you know he's calm.
Right. It's
Just
so
like if
zen.
you're on the ocean with a bunch of sharks, bro. If they're swimming calm, like you're calm.
Yeah.
bro.
Yuto seemingly came out of nowhere in the last 2 years, and he's so methodical with everything, and he's just like a wizard, and it just seems like everything's so automatic for him.
Yeah.
But now spending as much time as you guys have with him skating a lot, especially with the contest, is he opening up more? Do
I
you feel
live
like
on-
you
You
guys
can,
are
you can talk to him all about that.
Me and
yeah.
Yuto have been living together for like the past like year.
Really?
Yeah. So and he's awesome. Like the funniest thing is that I always explain to people that always makes me laugh is when I'm talking to him, like no matter where we're at, everybody thinks he doesn't know any English or doesn't like talk. It's just that if he's not comfortable around you, he won't really talk that much to you. But he'll interact with you if you interact with him.
Got it.
But to like a certain extent, you know. But he's like the best dude ever. Like he's funny. He has a wonderful personality, and he's an awesome skater. So it's just like being able to live with him and kind of like get to know him more. Like I've got that much closer to him
I
now. So
love
now
that.
when like we're overseas, like when instead of like when we're at home,
Yeah.
it's just like the same thing now. It's like okay, like a year ago when me and him were staying with each other when we first made it in the street league.
Yeah.
It was like okay, like getting to know Yuto. Like he doesn't know that English, you know. I got to learn how to cooperate with him. But now it's like automatic. Like when I see him contests here, when we're back home, we're always messing around with each other, like goofing off, whether we're like talking crap to each other, fighting each other, just like doing random goofy
Playing
stuff.
basketball.
Yeah, don't
playing
let him
basketball.
fool you. He can
Playing
speak
basketball,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
anything. He loves basketball, by the way. If you were to ask him who was the best at basketball, he would probably say himself. But it's not.
I
It's
love it
not.
because we
It's
all
not.
just assume that he doesn't speak English, and
Yeah.
we're always like, oh, you know, Yuto, he's just very quiet, doesn't
Yeah.
speak much English. And you're like, no, that's just because everybody assumes that,
Yeah.
and nobody like really pushes it.
Yeah,
They're
try
like,
to
"That's
try to
me
talk
and
to
Japanese,
him.
man.
Try to talk to him. Have a conversation with him. Like be open. Like don't be so much like, oh, you get this, you get that, because I feel like that kind of like makes him uncomfortable. If you just talk to him like a normal person, like, hey, what's up, Yuto? Like he'll say what's up.
All right.
Like you just got to get out of him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But most people don't take the time to, because everybody's like, oh, he doesn't speak that much English. Like let's just let him do him. But he's awesome.
Jack,
Yuto's
what
the
are
best.
you snickering at over there? What's going
We're
on?
checking out some of the comments coming in. Big
shout out Ronald, Jagger, little goat.
Ronald Abu
Love that, thank
Abdallah,
you.
Jagger, Eaton, Lil Goat. I'm gonna start calling you Lil Goat. Is that cool?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. That's great. Better than Chippy or Jiggles or yeah, that's great. Jagger,
Better than
little
what?
goat.
Oh,
So,
Jagger.
Chippy
women's,
and Jiggles. I don't know if y'all know that, but those have been my X Games nicknames since I was a kid.
What was it?
Chippy was my first one when I
Chippy?
skated Mega,
Yeah.
and then Jiggles happened when I started skating street. It's weird.
That's
it's
good. I'll
weird.
write
I
those
don't
down.
know.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
it's
this.
random.
So yeah, keep sending in the comments. Women's Street was not the only final that went down today. Actually, the first medals that we gave out day one of the
BMX
inaugural X Games Sydney was BMX Street, which was also a heavy contest. Garrett Reynolds, who's won it 9 times, got a bronze medal. Dude, he's never, in his 13 appearances, never finished worse than silver. Like, I feel like they handed him the bronze medal and he like looked at it like,
He was like, what is this?
yeah, it's like
At
giving
least he's
Nigel a
still
bronze medal. He's like,
podium
what,
perfect,
what do I
though.
do
That's
with this?
insane.
Yeah,
He's
it's
still
crazy.
podium perfect, which
Yeah,
is insane.
and shout out to Scotland.
Yep.
Scotland bringing home a gold medal, bringing home
Alex.
their very first X Games gold medal, period. Alex Dunnicky, that was insane.
That was insane. Also, shout out to Dennis Ederson. Did you see when he launched up onto
Jumped
the
off
fence
the course.
and then fell
Yeah.
out of the course?
Yeah.
Did you see
Dude,
that?
parkour met BMX. It was
That's
amazing.
what it was.
Great
Exactly.
appearance.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that was
BMX
insane.
awesome.
And there's also so much more to come. This is just day one here in Sydney. We've got more Moto X, more skate, more BMX, and more hangs with the coolest people in the industry. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's night one in the back.
Thank you,
Jack
guys.
Mitrani, Jagger Eaton, Dashawn Jordan, Brando
Thank
Graham
y'all.
from Sydney. We're out.
Later.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, boys.
All right, my dad's.